I am so fortunate to be speaking with one of my favorite Alabama notaries. Welcome back, Tomica Harris.
Hey, Michelle.
How have you been?
Grandbaby running around tearing up everything. Tired.
You know what? Whenever I ask you that, grandbaby is the first thing out of your mouth.
That's the little.
You're not talking about your husband, you're not talking about your
Mm,
kids, you're not talking about
no.
work, you're not talking about training notaries. It's that grandbaby. Well, I hope to
My
meet your
life.
grandbaby one day.
Yeah, he
Listen,
turns one this week.
that's
So
right.
it's gonna be a long week.
Well, thank you for agreeing to meet with me today with everything that
Yeah,
you have going on. But I think you'll agree there is a lot going on for Alabama notaries right now.
definitely, definitely.
Girl, things, it's a lot, it's more, I haven't seen it like this
Mm,
since our laws changed in 2023. So, there
mhm,
was a lot of information to
mhm.
get out, but the last couple months since June,
Mhm.
we're learning a lot of new important things.
Right.
And I thank you because, let me see, you brought to my attention the first thing we want to talk about.
I think I'm the trouble magnet.
Yes, you brought to my attention, I think the second was, and yeah, okay. So, but thank you
You're welcome.
because as you know, I'm up here in the
Hmm.
northern part of the state. You're in the,
In the central, it's central.
yeah, and you're hearing and seeing things before I do.
Mhm.
So, to those of you who are listening in, if you're a commissioned Alabama notary, I want you to get out your pen and paper and make notes because we've got a lot to cover. But before we get into it, Tamika, go ahead and just take a moment to remind everyone how long you've been commissioned, what county you're based out of, because you are the go-to notary for people with important documents and
Mhm.
notaries with questions. So go ahead and let our viewers know a little bit more about you and your background.
I've been a notary since 2020, I think. I can't even remember. It feels like forever. But I think since 2020, I am stationed here in Montgomery, which is I think is why I'm such a target for these issues because I'm here in the state capital. So when I do the apostilles, issues come up or when people come here to the probate office, stuff comes up. So I think that's kind of why, but yeah, I'm here in Montgomery. I service all 67 counties. I am a wedding officiant as well. So I travel and do weddings and whatever you want to do, I'll do it. I don't care. That's what you want to do, we'll do it. But I think being here in Montgomery, like I said, gives me an advantage because I can expedite things for you um, and just handle business the way you want me to.
All right, I really appreciate you and especially the mentoring that you do in our Facebook group when notaries ask questions. And by the way, viewers, the Facebook group is Notaries for Alabama Hangout. Feel free to join. All right.
Lots of information in there, lots of
Yes.
information.
I think it's what I like about it is folks are speaking up more and saying, hey, this happened to me.
Right.
What do I do? Has it happened to you? That's when I really enjoy the group dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get down to it because we have three important topics to cover. The first one being our official notary seal.
Mm-hmm.
And both Tamika and I are aware that we have the option in the state of Alabama. We can use the old school embosser.
Mm-hmm.
We can also use an ink stamp. It's up to us. Alabama also gives us a choice of using a round circular seal or a rectangular seal. What Tamika and I and many notaries know is that our state laws tell us that what we must have on our seal are our name, our
Hmm.
full name, our title, and state of Alabama or Alabama state at large, which is our jurisdiction. That is all that our laws tell us to put on our state.
Right.
But several months ago, Tamika brought to my attention and also to the group's attention that that did not seem to be the case any longer. Tamika, how was it that you got feedback that there was an issue with your state that complied with
Mhm.
Alabama law?
So I did a marriage certificate. It was a marriage certificate, and I had the rectangular stamp. Um, Signed it. They took it over next to the next county, and they called me while they were there and said, "Hey, they're rejecting it." And I said, "Why? I know I did everything I was supposed to do." And so she said the probate clerk told her it was because of my stamp. And I'm like, I'm panicking at this point because I'm like, what's wrong with my stamp? Did I stamp it? Did I not stamp it? Like, what happened? And so I called probate myself and talked to her, and she told me, she said it lacked the state seal, which is the circular state of Alabama in that rectangular. So I was like, what? And that threw me for a loop because that has never been an issue before. I'm like, it says I'm a notary. My commission date is even on there. Like, what happened? And so she said that that was what their probate judge decided that he was going to accept. And so it also happened when I did another document for a company. I think it was for a retirement package, and they rejected the document because it didn't have the state seal inside of that rectangular stuff. So to be on the safe side, I got rid of it because I don't want to, have people have issues and delayed documents because of my stamp. So I got rid of it and purchased the stamp with the state seal on the inside.
And Tamika and I are well aware these seals are not cheap.
No.
Um, they can be anywhere from $30, that's on the low end, but many of them can cost as much as $40, $50.
Mhm.
And so to just get rid of or replace a seal in the middle of your commission, that's not something I take lightly. And I know
Right.
some notaries only notarize for work, so their employer pays for it.
Mhm.
But independent notaries,
Right.
that's coming out of our pocket.
Mhm.
And Tamika, I can relate the frustration you felt because even though it wasn't your fault to the customer, I'm always concerned with, are they
Mhm.
thinking or feeling as if I should have known about this
Mhm.
one-off or unique situation?
Right.
How were they understanding? How
They
did they get resolved? Do you?
they were understanding, but at the same time, they were headed to the airport for because they didn't have a wedding. They just got married on paper and were headed to the airport to leave for a honeymoon. So I told them, don't worry about it. I met them over there, did everything. They left for the airport, and I executed the documents for them because,
Wow.
I mean, that was on me. So I went back. I didn't have the new rectangular seal at that time. I just used my round one, and they accepted it. When they got back, I gave them their certified copies.
Yeah. And it's funny, the first time Tamika brought this to my attention, it sounded so much like a one-off issue.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give it the attention that it deserved. But
Mm-hmm.
eventually, over the weeks, we started hearing from other notaries around the state who were running into the same situation. And so we are putting the word out. Those of you with Alabama commissions, take a look at your seal. And if
Mm-hmm.
it is the rectangular or square seal, you you should go ahead and reorder it and get one with the great state, Great
Right.
Seal of Alabama on it. And I'll be sure to link information in the video description below to give you a
Mhm.
little more information. I didn't think, Tomica, to have it so that I could share my screen. But this is really important because what you don't want to do is have this happen to you and you have
Mhm.
someone from the general public that can't record or use these
Right.
documents, and it can really
Mhm.
cause a hardship.
It can delay things because imagine if it were something like a real estate document and that delayed their funding. I mean, that's a serious issue. So to be on the safe side, I would go ahead and get rid of it and stay away from Amazon. I noticed on Amazon they say that per state that they know what's supposed to be on there, and no, stay away from Amazon. And if you are going to go on Amazon, make sure it is a reputable company that knows our state laws and that thing looks like it's supposed to look.
I really appreciate you saying that. Yeah, especially bringing up the notary signing agents, because
Mm-hmm.
then not only do you have the signers who are frustrated, you've
Right.
got the signing service, title, the lender, all
Mm,
of them all up in this conversation as well. It's not a good look at all.
right.
All right, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Here I thought, okay, we have solved Alabama notaries issues, but no,
Tomica again.
commit Tamika be getting it in. All right. So, but guess what? I'm seeing a little trend here, Tamika, because with this second issue, it involves the Alabama marriage certificate again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can share my screen. Should I do it now or wait for you to lead it? Go ahead, kick it off for us, Tamika.
Well, with this situation, I had a couple, 16-year-old couple, coming in from Tennessee. They wanted to get married. And this was supposed to happen on like a Thursday or Friday. So I tell them everything they need to, send them the link. They print the documents. They send me the docs, make sure they got the right docs. I'm looking at it. Everything's fine. I make sure that they know that they need to bring at least one parent and everything's fine. So we move along to something happened in her family where it was a family emergency that Friday. So they didn't drive down. She's like, I'm coming on Monday. I'm like, okay. Friday evening, I don't know what happened. I am sitting at home and something tells me to look at the probate's website. So I'm like, okay, on there it says if the bride or groom is 16 years old, they have to have a parent that is a Montgomery County resident. So I said, that can't be true. Like, what? So I go call the probate. They confirmed one of the parents has to be at least, I think at least one of the parents has to be a resident of Montgomery County. I was sick to the stomach because I'm like, oh my God, they're coming here Monday. How do I tell this girl that she cannot get married? So by this time, all the courts are closing. It's evening time. First thing Monday morning, I'm calling every county that borders Tennessee because I'm like, I can stop this. I call all of them, ask, hey, do y'all have this residency requirement? None of them have this requirement. So I'm like, okay, that's great. So I'll call each county notary that I know, and I'm like, hey, I need you on standby for this couple because I might need them to come meet you. So I call the couple. She's like crying, freaking out. As expected, because she wanted to come here because her uncle lives here. So I got it. I was sad for her because there was nothing I could do. It's not my rule. I mean, I can't do anything about that. So I did find her another notary in that county, in one of the bordering counties. They went to that courthouse and made it happen, thank God.
Wonderful.
But to send somebody some information And then later on to learn that what you thought you knew, you didn't know, it scared me to death. And to know that this is a per county, possibly a per county requirement was like, I
Yeah.
had to research. So I think I called half of the counties in the state of Alabama that Monday.
And I would have done the same thing. I'm sharing my screen right now for those watching the video. So, again, most of the work that we do here in Alabama on important documents stem from laws. So, the marriage law outlines what's needed when minors want to get married. And even the form itself, the instruction sheet
Mm-hmm.
that comes with the Alabama marriage certificate, excuse me, has instructions and says only one parent of the minor needs to sign a separate affidavit giving their child permission to get married. But what Tomica has let us know is in Montgomery County, they have instituted additional requirements.
Mm-hmm.
So we're putting the word out. Residents of Montgomery County, if you are a minor and you want to be married, go to the probate judge's website and look for this section, requirements for persons age 16 or 17. And what Tomica said is true. In that county, one of your parents must be a legal resident of Montgomery County. You will be expected to show proof of residency. And once residency is established, both parents must be present, or the custodial parent must provide a certified copy of the divorce or a legal document that grants care, custody, and control to the custodial parent. This is subject to review and decision by the licensing authority. Number two, an original certified copy of the state issued birth certificate for the minor must be shown, and the official picture identification for the minor in each parent or legal guardian must be shown.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this must happen after you meet with the notary, have the signatures notarized, and then you take it down to the probate office to be filed.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, most of us notaries, even notaries in the county of Montgomery, were not aware of this. So we were not able to educate the parents of the minors.
Right.
So, I mean, what do you think about these one-offs, these new requirements, Tomica? It,
It's frustrating.
yeah,
It's
for me
frustrating.
too.
You can't provide a service to someone confidently if you don't believe or know, hey, I can't guarantee you something's gonna be new when you go down there. Like you can't confidently provide a service to somebody like that.
And I think that's the most important thing. One, it's not that we don't agree with it or we think it's wrong. It's, wow, it would have been helpful for
Right,
notaries to know
right.
this.
I
And
mean, if
so,
you're gonna, oh, I don't care. We'll implement it, enforce it, whatever.
exactly.
Let me know it's a rule. Don't let my customer come down there and find out, well, by the way, you can't do this because we got this new rule. No.
Because those are some pretty tough requirements to meet. It's
Right,
only three or four of them, but not everyone has all those documents
right.
handy when they go down to file their marriage certificate. And so what we want Alabama notaries to know this week, go on your county's your county's probate website,
Huh?
review the requirements. Now, not all Alabama counties have a website. I know that firsthand. And so after you review the website, I say it wouldn't hurt for you to pick up the phone, call, or if the probate office is nearby,
Mhm.
swing by and ask them, have there been any recent changes to how they handle the Alabama marriage certificate? And take it a step further, go ahead and ask them, here, show them your seal, your stamp. Ask them if they're okay with it, if it meets their requirements, so that you know that ahead of time. And then get in the habit of doing that every once a year,
Mhm.
just to be sure. I know I will be. And each time Tomica came to me with this, I hightailed it to Madison County Probate and said, hey, does this apply to me?
Mhm.
And so far, it doesn't.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else on those two items before we get to the third and final one?
No, I think we covered bases on them. Covered bases on both of those.
All right. So June 8th, ninth, excuse me, 8th, ninth, and maybe the 10th. I was in Henderson, Nevada,
Mhm.
close to Las Vegas for the National Notary Association's 2025 Notary Conference.
Mhm.
Um, Sitting in the grand ballroom, looking up at the stage, and we had a speaker talking about the number of the frequency of fraudulent IDs, fraudulent notarizations that are taking place, not by notaries, but
Mhm.
where signers are presenting fraudulent information to notaries. And lo and behold, when they turn down the lights and bring up a video, there is Tomica Harris from Alabama. And Tomica, I even get excited recalling it. Have we met in person, Tomica? I don't think so.
Not yet. Not yet. Mm.
But I felt I was so proud because you represented our state at the national conference. And yeah, I was looking around like, yeah, Alabama, roll tide, my girl. So again, the topic was fraudulent um, notarizations.
Mhm.
I was too busy flexing at the conference to hear everything you said about an appointment.
Right.
So please, what happened?
It was one of my first appointments. So brand new, fresh notary, not realizing how serious this was. So I was contacted by a signing service to go for oh, no, I was contacted by a law firm to go to execute, I think it was like a buyer seller package or something. It was a couple that was getting a divorce. She finally agreed to sell him the properties. It was like 3 or 4 properties. And so I take the documents out. She's there. He's there. I get the IDs, do my little thing, and I'm doing him first. And
Okay, I'm
so
sorry. They're both in the same room with you?
we're sitting at a table just like this. There,
Okay,
he's here, she's there.
I'm with you
We're
now.
sitting at
Okay.
the table, and he's doing his little part, and he's handing off to her. My Apple Watch dings, so I look at it, and it's a text message from the guy who's sitting next to me. So I'm like, that's weird. And so I open it, but it's in, I think it's like Chinese or Mandarin. It was in another language because they were Asian. So it was in another language. So I pick up my phone and use, because I'm thinking maybe this is a message I missed before I got there. So like, let me check it. So I translated with Google Translate. And in this message, he's telling the person he's supposed to be taking, because it wasn't meant for me. He was saying, make sure you sign with the middle initial. Make sure you check this box. Make sure you do this. And I'm like, why is he doing that? He's coaching the wife. So I'm like, something's going on here. Like, what's going on? He sends another message. And that's when it hit me. That is not who the person says she is. So I'm tensing up, and I don't know if they feel it or not, but I'm tensing because I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? So I continue to sign as normal. We continue as normal. I did not stamp anything. I don't think I stamped anything. Or if I did, I struck through it. But we continue to sign in as normal. When I got ready to leave, he said, do you know how long it's going to take for, the deeds and stuff to come over? I'm like, I don't know. You need to contact your lawyer. So I leave. Before I could get in my car good, he's blowing up my phone. I'm like, oh my God. He sees that he's texting me. So I called the attorney, let the attorney know what's going on. And he was like, that makes a lot of sense. Because she's been fighting for like 3 or 4 years. And all of a sudden, she decided that she was going to sell him the properties. Well, come to find out, that was her twin sister. I was like, what? I said, what? And so I didn't find out it was a twin sister that day. The attorney called me back and he let me know, like, yeah, that was her twin sister. I was
So
like,
the ID didn't raise any red flags with you
oh,
because
look,
she looked
identical.
like,
Right, right. They were
and
identical.
they both spoke English. It wasn't as if you couldn't
Exactly.
communicate. Oh my goodness.
Exactly. And I mean, and they, when you go in and somebody's getting a divorce, you don't, well, it's supposed to be divorced. You don't think, anything about how they interact with each other, because they really didn't interact with each other. So I'm like, they divorced. That's probably why, they ain't saying anything to each other. But for him to send that text message, it just, it just threw me for. I was like, what? So like I said before, it didn't hit me then how serious that situation was. Because what if he hadn't sent me the message erroneously?
It would have gone through.
Right. And there she was losing her properties due to fraud. And I think, and now thinking about it, and I think that's kind of what the probate judges are trying to do. Maybe they're trying to deter fraud with these new rules. And I'm not against that. But let me know, hey, we trying to do this. I
You,
mean,
you know what, Tomica? Let's go back to what you just said, because you and we were both caught off guard by the changes at the probate office, but it occurred to me much later too.
mm-hmm,
Yes, Michelle, while we notaries were not included in the communication and the decision, we can see how these tweaks or these restrictions are simply making it harder
right, right,
because when the marriage law first passed and I read about the minors being able to get married, I expected the directions to say the parents got to prove they really are the parents.
right.
And it didn't. It was just like, hey, they need to come, they show ID, but it was
Mm-hmm,
nothing about, yes, this is my child. And you
right.
and I know in high school, I've had somebody sign when I skipped class and I needed a parent's note to get back into class. My mom didn't sign all of them
No,
notes, you know?
no, my sister was the mastermind.
See? Yes. But going back to this, what I want to commend you on, you could have confronted them
Mm-hmm,
then and there. What made you decide to take a less forceful? Why not confront them? Was that on purpose or just no?
It was on purpose because you know how you so badly want to be wrong, like this
Yeah,
is not happening. Like,
yeah.
no, this is not happening. Like you want so bad to be wrong. That's kind of why I just was like, okay, let's go along with it. Whatever. Like I wanted to be wrong. I wanted to be wrong so bad. What if I would have confronted them and I was wrong? Then I look like a butt. So
Gotcha.
I wanted to be wrong, but at the same time, you just never know. I'm in their environment. If I confront them, where am I going to disappear?
That's the other part of it. I think you really handled this the best way because in my mind, yeah, you could have been in a dangerous situation. So kudos to you. You knew that you had control over the signed documents.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
held off totally completing the notarization, but yeah, and that's a takeaway for other notaries watching this. There, think about your safety
Mm-hmm.
at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And then because there are a couple ways to resolve these things, it doesn't
Right.
all have to be your decision. Tamika
Mm-hmm.
included the person who hired her, the lawyer who was
Mm-hmm.
able to sort things out. Wow.
Yeah, that got me real seasoned though. I was like, okay, this is
Yeah.
gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah. We're
I
not
wouldn't change
just,
it for anything in the world. Like being a notary, it's taught me a lot about people and myself.
yeah.
So I wouldn't change it for the world though.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I've learned a lot about our laws, our state laws, the legal
Mm-hmm.
system. I've learned information that has been helpful to my family and
Mm-hmm.
friends and like coworkers who get engaged. They come to me and Michelle, can you walk me through what I
Mm-hmm.
do? And I like that part. I love educating my friends, my family, and the community. But hopefully, Tamika, you will not have another
No, that only happened one other time. It was a guy with a quick claim deed for like a car. And he called me and he said, hey, I'm trying to, no, it was a bill of sale. He wanted to do a bill of sale for a car. He said, my brother isn't here. I'm going to sign for him. I was like, no, you're not. You can't do that. And he was like, okay, well, my brother will be there, whatever. We get there. I look at the ID. You've already told me that your brother isn't available. I look at the ID. The ID looks nothing. He had his brother's ID. It looked nothing like the guy sitting in front of me. He was like, yeah, I lost a lot of weight. And I said, yeah, I'm not comfortable. So I'm not comfortable doing this. I mean, because you've already told on yourself. And to go to that extent, to still show up with the ID, knowing you. But yeah, that only happened one other time.
No,
So.
no. So now you're 5-year notary and you've had two major impersonations.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I
Yes.
tell you, things are jumping in Montgomery County. But
Listen.
but no,
Right. Things
it's
necessary, they said.
it's everywhere. It really is. So Tamika, I think we've hit all three major points.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate you sharing this information. I'm sure other notaries in Alabama can learn something from your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your contributions to
Mm-hmm.
the Hangout group. And if there's anything else you want to share about how folks can reach you and how you support notaries, repeat that again.
Um, I'm I can be found, like I said, on Facebook in the group. A lot of people just direct message me. I usually respond. My phone number is also in there. I'm not gonna put it in the video, but my phone number is also listed on the Facebook thing. So you can contact me there, or you can look me up online. T Harris Mobile Notary in Montgomery, Alabama. I have a cute little website, so you can go ahead and look me up there. I do have a couple of mentees right now. And even if it's just a random call, because I got a call the other day. One of our notaries here was trying to execute a document for somebody that needed to go to probate, and they were scared because they didn't know if they were doing it right, if it was going to be rejected. So I went over and helped with that, but I don't mind helping out when it's needed.
Awesome. Again, I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. I'll see you back soon in the Facebook group.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks again, Tomica. To summarize, first of all, for the Notary Seal, I'm going to put some information in the video description about where you can purchase a new notary stamp with the state of Alabama seal on it. And in fact, I'll be doing a more in-depth video about the seal requirements. So be on the lookout for that. And again, this does not apply to all 67 or 62 counties. It's only a few counties. And so it's really important that you check with your probate judge's office, your probate office, and ask them if they've made any changes to the notary seal requirement. And then secondly, when notarizing the Alabama marriage certificate, it is important for you to let the parents of minors who are getting married that the county may enforce additional requirements upon the parents. They need to be prepared for that. They should call ahead about that. You can still notarize the marriage certificate, but once they go to record it, then there's going to be those additional requirements. I may need to do a separate video on that as well. And then finally, you got to hear how Tomica experienced two situations early in her career as a notary where signers pretended to be someone else than who they were. More on that later. I hope you found this information informative. If so, let me know in the comments. And if there are other topics of interest that you'd like for me to cover on this channel, let me know that as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you click that bell, you will be notified when a new video gets published. Thank you for watching and make it a great day.